It is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. This is another playoff edition of Baseball Today. It is presented to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Looking for a refreshing citrusy kick? Go grab yourself a Mountain Dew. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, intern Sawyer along for the ride as well. Well. I guess the champs, they're not joking around. We'll get to their story in just a bit. Man. Rough go in Milwaukee right now. I feel bad for those people, don't you?
You could hear a pin drop in that stadium.
Yeah.
It was, you just really never hear a place go that quiet. And, what are they supposed to do? The Brewers didn't give them much to cheer about, Chris.
And you know what? It started off with our tip of the cap. It started off where they were so fired up, even though they were down 1-0 in the best of 7 NLCS. That's because one of their former sluggers, he came back.
Grab the person next to you, start a mosh pit. Let's get this place rocking. Let's go!
You must have played against Eric Thames, right?
Played against him. Used to see him out at Pepperdine University in the offseason. Yeah, of course.
Did you lift with him? Because apparently he is doing a different rack than you are.
No, and he used to also, it was that body with, he had the big elbow guard, too. He is a monster in the box. He could hit the ball. He could hit the ball, man. I got to give it. Look, some people are going to say, oh, that's, cringe, whatever it is.
Cringe.
Can you imagine having to do that? What would you say? There's nothing. I don't even, I give credit to anybody that goes out there and tries to pump a crowd up like that.
Yeah, hell yes.
It is.
And then rip your shirt off when you look like that? Why not?
I'm trying to get like that. Dude, I am so, on my way. I'm telling you.
Nice.
Next time you see me, I'm going to be roped up.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. As for the Brewers, they could have used his muscle or just about anybody else because their batters have been silenced in back-to-back games by Dodgers starting pitchers. Hard to believe that Blake Snell could have been one-upped, but Yamamoto did it.
Here he comes, the 0-2, and a swing and a miss, and Yoshi Yamamoto with his crown jewel as a Dodger. It is a complete game. He goes the distance, and the Dodgers win Game 2 by a score of 5-1.
I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Yoshi, I mean, we've all seen it all year long. When he's on, he's in total control. He fills up the strike zone. He's got a lot of different pitches that he can throw for strikes. A lot of pitches that he can throw ball to strike or strike to ball.
Both those pitchers were as dominant as two pitchers have been. We chased way more than we've chased all year. We've been the best in baseball at not chasing. These pitchers brought out the worst in us.
So that was Pat Murphy, preceded by Kike Hernandez. It was dominance after the leadoff first pitch homer by Jackson Chourio. What made him so amazing?
Well, I mean, what Kike said was exactly right. Just filling the strike zone up. And then, if you're able to do that, then you can elicit chase when you're presenting pitches as strikes that end up as balls. And, Murph's right. They had the lowest swing rate of any team this season, lowest first pitch swing rate of any team this season. Problem with that is when you have a guy like Yamamoto who can get ahead of you, it forces your hand a little bit. And I think we've seen that from him and Blake Snell over the first two games. That's why their pitch count has been so efficient. It's because they're throwing strikes, getting ahead, and then putting guys away, whether that's in the strike zone or pitches that appear to be in the strike zone, then exit. So it's just two absolutely dominant performances, and we just don't see stuff like that anymore, especially in the playoffs when most managers are so hesitant to let their starters face a team a third time through. 2 nights in a row, we've seen just absolute dominance.
Well, Yamamoto becomes the first pitcher since Justin Verlander in Game 2 of the 2017 ALCS to go the distance. He's the first Dodger to do it since the late, great Jose Lima, who was a ton of fun to watch. That was 21 years ago. I think I want to answer your question, not really a question, but your statement about, so many teams are hesitant to let their starters go 3 times through the lineup, or they certainly aren't going to see the 8th inning of a playoff game, let alone the 9th inning, right? I think Dave Roberts' job is just so much easier because who the hell is going to throw the ball better than Blake Snell and Yamamoto over those 2 nights? There's no way. I mean, you can make an argument for it at some point with some other teams. Like, we've got guys that are breathing fire in that bullpen. Not this team.
Dude, we got yelled at for suggesting that Blake Snell should have been in there for the
Right.
ninth. All the comments, even Brent Honeywell came out of nowhere, former teammate of mine. I'm like, dude, what? Like, if anyone would hate to be pulled in the 9th inning, it's Brent Honeywell. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. But then Dave Roberts does it tonight, and he had a 4-run lead. And I don't know. I know you don't want to expose Roki 2 nights in a row or anything like that, but you had Vesia up in the pen. I think what we're seeing is Dave being like, yeah, like, this is my best shot to go up 2-0, and he did it. I don't want to say he learned from last night, but
I'll say it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he did. I don't know.
He did learn. That's exactly what happened. For people to sit there and say, well, it worked out. It did work out. No question. And at the end of the day, it's all wins and losses. It's not how you get there. But you could sit here and question it. And that's why I was pleasantly surprised. I thought once they got to a 4-run lead in the 9th that you'd see somebody else. But I thought there's nothing better in playoff baseball than watching a starter finish what he started. And I thought it was great. But this has been the Dodgers' MO, and this is how they played their entire year. For people that forgot, these starters were pitching once a week the second half of the year. Once a week. That is it. And now they're all ready. They've got all their ammunition. I mean, just look. It started with Snell against Cincinnati. 7 innings, 2 earned. Yep. Yamamoto, game 2, no earned in 6 2/3. Shohei, 3 earned in 6 innings, game 1 against the Phillies. Snell, no earned in 6 innings. Yamamoto, it's the one blip on the radar for a starter. Got blown up in game 3, gave up 3 earned in 4 innings. Glasnow came back in game 4, no earned in 6 innings. Snell last night, 8 shutty. And then Yamamoto, complete game, 1 run allowed on 3 hits. And people will say, well, they've got $1 billion in those 4 guys. I get it. I understand not every team can afford to have a rotation. But you know what? Go get yourself some starters at the trade deadline. Don't say, well, we'll figure it out with our bullpens, because that is going to screw you by the time you get to the next round.
I'm sorry, Jake just sent me a video of him trying to do the Yamamoto backbend off the wall.
No, he didn't.
I challenged him to do it, and he just sent me the video. And?
Is he in one piece or no?
I'll let him post it for people. It made me laugh, okay? Look, you can... Here it is. Yeah, I knew you'd have it on the ready. This is... Oh. He's an exceptional athlete, man. From, all the things he does to warm up, his arm strength is unbelievable. You saw him throwing... if you go watch him warm up, or maybe it's not on his start day, it's his throw days in between, like, he'll just flat ground throw at 350 feet. Like, he is an absolute monster. Your question before that was talking about going and getting pitchers. Other teams can do it too. Agreed. Blake Snell was out there for anybody to get. Jake likes to bring that up all the time. Blake Snell signed a 1-year deal, a prove-it deal with the San Francisco Giants, because everyone was saying, oh, he walks too many people. How about you just look at the stuff and go fix that problem the way the Dodgers have?
Yeah, maybe not every team is going to go out and spend $325 million on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I get it. But there's other ways to put a staff together. There are. Go do it. And don't... Baseball architects, don't... Make sure that your teams aren't shorthanded when they get to the playoffs. The Cubs didn't get an extra starter, and they're out there. The Brewers didn't get an extra starter. They spent money on Quintana, $4 million, and that's it. And they had the best record in all of baseball. But now, they've been trying to piece it together. Yes, they had Freddie Peralta go here in game 2, but in game 1, they had to throw a bullpen game after throwing a bullpen game in game 5.
Some of those things you can't avoid, like Brandon Woodruff going out at the end of the year. You can't avoid Cade Horton going out at the end of the year after the trade down. There's a lot of things that, the Dodgers were not healthy all year and then got healthy at the right time. So I think there is a little bit of that.
Well, there is, because the Dodgers in a do-or-die game last year, in Game 4 against San Diego, what'd they have to do? They had to do a bullpen game.
Yeah, that last year, this
question.
is completely changed from what we saw last year in the Dodgers World Series run, when they were totally relying on a bullpen. And this time around, they've been almost, I mean, how many innings have the Dodgers bullpen even thrown? It's been,
I
and if you
just
take
told
away
you.
Rocky's innings as well, it's like becomes minuscule.
Yeah, I told you that in the, what they've had. This is now 8 playoff games that they've had. Yeah, 8, and in 7 of them, the starters have gone at least 6.
Yes, yes.
Couple other offensive notes. Max Muncy became the Dodgers' all-time leader in playoff home runs. He is now officially 1 for 2 with a home run and a ground out when he hits the ball to dead center, a ground out double play. So that's good.
Did you think Freeling was going to catch that one like I did?
I thought for sure. And so did Muncy. Muncy said it afterward. He said, I was about to run out and tackle him. So it's nice to have that guy as like your 5th or 6th most dangerous hitter in a lineup.
I've been saying this a lot about the Dodgers lately. It looks like everything is coming together for them at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Shohei Ohtani has not hit yet at all. Andy Pages at the bottom lineup really hasn't hit. Both of those guys contributed tonight. So if that gets them going, it's looking like it's a very, very uphill battle for the Brewers this year.
Oh, yeah, it is. No question. We just saw Teo go deep. He tied the game at 1. Before the game, they have a certain everyday ball player meet with the media before the game, along with the manager. And Teo was the guy on this day. And I thought it was great because he got to talk us through what happened last night with the base running gaff. And do you know Teo at all?
Not really.
Okay, so I have had a chance to talk to him a few times this year, and he's such a pleasant, good-natured human being that you wouldn't want to ever get mad at him until you see him play defense or run the bases. And Dodger fans have learned to live with whatever shortcomings comes along with that, because we've seen him do that now. He's got 9 playoff homers in 28 games. So I'm no math major, but that's roughly 1 every 3 games in the postseason.
Nailed it.
Yeah, thank you. It's pretty damn special. So, and I thought it was probably good for him to kind of get that off his chest. He admitted, he was like, I screwed up. I can't do that. Here's what I thought happened, but I blew it. I blew it. I knew the rule and I blew it. And I don't know if that relaxed him. I imagine he'd be feeling much different if the Brewers had come all the way back and won it last night by 1 instead of the Dodgers winning by 1. But maybe, who knows? Maybe that played a role in it.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a special person to be able to admit mistakes and to go through those things and then keep going and, flip the script like he has multiple times, this postseason, last postseason, he was a dog as well. So it takes a real confidence in yourself. A lot of times when you make mistakes, especially at this time of the year, man, they can start to dwell. And you'll see it throughout the postseason. Guys that make a mistake and it kind of just haunts them and it stays with them. Teo's like, on to the next pitch every single time. And that's the confidence that you truly need to have success at the big league level.
And the Dodgers now know they don't have to score 7 runs a game. Like
I was going to say, that also helps when your team can bail you out.
Yeah.
Like any night as well.
It's kind of reminding me, I don't know if you remember the 05 White Sox when they ended up winning it all. Their starting pitching was ridiculous. I think in the ALCS, they threw something like 4 straight complete games and won the series in 5, something like that.
05 White Sox?
Yeah, where they won it all. And yeah, it was absolutely insane.
God, name the guys. Can I try?
Sure.
Starters?
Yeah.
Was John Garland a starter on that team?
Yes, he was. John Garland was a starter.
Gosh, another big righty. Blonde hair. You name. I know you know him.
So Mark Burley.
I knew that one.
Contreras.
Okay.
And yes. Oh my gosh. I'm blanking on it.
The guy I was talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about because I think he was a top 5 pick in the draft. And
Bobby Jenks, closer.
Yeah. Late Bobby
R.I.P.
God almighty. What is his name? It's going to kill us. Hopefully,
I'm going to get it right now.
hopefully
I have
Sawyer's looking
to.
it up. I'm kicking myself. That
I got
don't
it right here.
And every White Sox fan is yelling at us right now.
It is.
No, Freddie Garcia was on that team. It's not who we're thinking of.
It's not who we were thinking
No,
of.
Freddie Garcia. I forgot that Freddie was on
Mark
that
Burley,
team.
Freddie Garcia, John Garland, Jose Contreras, and Orlando Hernandez were the top starters that year for them. Brandon McCarthy made 10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who are we thinking of?
I know exactly who we're thinking of. Go look up the year that Teixeira was. Oh, Gavin Floyd.
Gavin Floyd. Big
That's
dog.
who we're thinking of. Okay. But he wasn't on that team.
No.
But that's who we're thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Juan Uribe at short, right?
Yes. I think the last ball was hit to him, was it not?
Yeah, I remember that because I bet my dad that he misremembered the game. And I said, Dad, he's talking about Uribe coming in on a ball. I was like, yeah, but he backhanded it, Dad. He came in like a backhand. He's like, no, he didn't. I was like, yes, he did. And I think he bet me $100 and never paid me, by the way. What the freak's up with that? Yeah. He did though, right? Last out of the World Series, he charged it, but it was a backhand and threw across.
Yeah, Juan Uribe, famous for not wearing a cup.
Yeah,
in the infield.
Is that what he's famous for?
Well, he took one right off of the Onions when he played for Cleveland. He was playing third, and somebody said, "Why the heck don't you wear a cup?" And he said, "Because I can't find one big enough."
I've heard a lot of stories about that guy.
Okay. How about here's a story about this? Based on hundreds of millions of real-world tests, the experts at Ookla Speed Test, they have spoken. T-Mobile is now the best mobile network in all of America. So you can keep up with all the MLB postseason action from the ballpark to the backcountry. Why? Because T-Mobile now has the most advanced 5G, the most towers, and a signal that goes farther than ever. So whether you're streaming the game out and about, you're checking stats on the road, or experiencing the ballpark perks with Magenta Status, you're ready to stay connected wherever your fandom takes you. All you have to do, head on over to T-Mobile.com/network. Switch on over to the best network. Believe me, you will thank us and say, I am so happy that I did. All right, one more note about here's the last out. Here it is. Little bouncer.
I couldn't see it. Did he not go backhand?
No, he is charging it.
Yeah, but I thought it was a backhand, like a weird play.
No.
Do I owe my dad $100?
Oh, you do.
I remember this argument we had. He was right.
My God.
Gosh.
Papa Plouffe.
Yeah, text him right now, Dad, owe you a hunch, big dog.
Ka-ching. You better pay up by the next show.
That's in my mind, dude. It's as clear as can be that he came in and did a little backhand right there, and I am just wrong.
It's okay.
Is that, what do they call that? There's a theory about that when you misremember things.
The
Mandela effect. Theory? Yeah, that's the Mandela effect right there. He used to backhand that ball.
Oh. All right, my quick question about the NLCS is it now has an off day, and then we'll shift to Dodger Stadium. Is it feeling more and more like LA's series against Philadelphia was the real NLCS?
No, the Dodgers cruised through that as well, so not really. I think they're different types of opponents, the Phillies and the Brewers, but I think what we're seeing right now, again, I just keep saying this, but it's true that they're coming. The Dodgers are coming into their own. We're seeing everything that they assembled this roster for, it's happening. So I think that's more of what we're seeing. I don't think that the Phillies are some much better team than the Brewers or better suited to face off against the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers right now are just making most teams they play. Again, they've only lost one game in this postseason. They're just they're showing their dominance. They are the premier team in the NL. They have the premier roster in the NL. Wins and losses didn't play that way because they did deal with some injuries, but they're kind of at full strength right now. And that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, I don't even think that it's a fair question that I wrote.
It's not.
I'm mad at myself.
You said that.
I'm mad at myself for saying it, but I wanted to put it out there because I know that a lot of people are probably thinking, maybe not a lot, but some baseball fans are thinking it oh my God, I wish the Phillies Dodgers had been 7 games. And I do, just because I wanted to see a longer series there play out as well. But yeah, the Brewers there's a reason they had the most wins in baseball. But it's really hard to use your athleticism on the bases when you can't get on the bases.
Yes.
And so they've just hit kind of a shitty track. And, our buddy Yelly's got to get going. He talked about it in the post game. He's like, we've got to be better, and I've got to be significantly better. I almost wish that Churio had not hit a homer. I wish he had hit like a double out of the gate, because I think that sometimes traffic on the bases mess with pitchers more than a solo homer, particularly when you're as athletic and speedy as the Brewers.
Yes, I do think that as well, though. Like, when I really pull back, I'm like, no, like the homer's the better play there. But they did mention on the broadcast, and someone fact check me. I did hear this, and I'm just trying to remember the exact number. I think it was 12 pitches for Yamamoto out of the stretch today. 12.
I thought it was a little more than that. I thought I heard like
18,
like 19 or so, but it was a ridiculously low number.
Pitchers, there are guys that don't care about being in the stretch. Most do, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's become more and more common now, especially for relievers, to just always go out of the stretch, so they don't have those. It's more repeatable for their mechanics. But I think starters, get them in the stretch and see what happens.
There is one point I would like to bring up, and Pat Murphy, I think it has been great virtually every time he's in front of a microphone. He's fun. He's light. I wish he wouldn't bring his kids up after a loss. That's just a me thing. I think there's a time and place for it. I don't know if that's it after a loss, but I could be wrong. But the thing I didn't like, the one comment he said, I didn't mind the whole, I wonder how many of our players would make their roster sort of deal. The one I didn't like was when he said, I don't think the Dodgers could even name 8 of our players. I thought that was a little disrespectful to the Dodgers, because the Dodgers players, I guarantee you, they know damn well who kicked their ass in all 6 games this year. They might not be household names to borderline-ish fans, but to bring that up about the Dodgers players not knowing who they know exactly who they are and what they're about. I thought that one was a little too far for me.
It's just one sentence, and I don't think this is the way his team thinks about him at all. But like, I'd rather have my skip be like, dude, we're just as good as the Dodgers. Like, I'm more of like, hey, I'm a confidence guy, so tell us we're good, rather than bring us down, especially at like a moment like this. So again, it's one sentence, and throughout the year, he's obviously had his players back. So I'm not like trying to say he never does that, but I'd rather have my skip just say, they know exactly who we are. We can go toe-to-toe with anybody. We have the best record in baseball. We're the 1 seed.
Yeah, I think so. Well, he'll have a day off. He'll have a half day off before he has to get in front of a microphone. And let us know what has impressed you most about the Dodgers. Are you already sick of their starting rotation and how good and rich and amazing it is, or what? I want to hear some comments. I could watch great starting pitching all day. I love it. I love that old school feel to it. I understand the new stuff, not against it, but I am so appreciative when a guy can go out, start his meal, and finish it too. Pretty damn special. All right, today's episode, sponsored by our friends over at Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Life's a trip. Why not make the most of it? With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, Best Western is there for every detour and destination and unexpected twist and turn along the way. So whether you're hitting the road, traveling for work, or chasing the next big game, there's a room always waiting for you. But a great stay isn't just about rest. It's about what comes next. A great stay doesn't just help you recharge. It sets the tone for the early wake up, the late night arrival, the last minute change of plans. Why? Because Best Western, you can get it. Traveling isn't one size fits all. It's for the planners and the procrastinators, the loyalty point collectors, and the, hey, I just booked it crowd. So whether you're flying solo, with your friends, the entire roster, Best Western has got you covered. Pack your bag, cue up the playlist, hit the road. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. I know our We Got Ice dudes, they did a ton of traveling this year. They used our friends at Best Western on several trips. Could you just imagine Jack and Zoe having the time of their lives getting ready for a Doyle first pitch somewhere as they're throwing a blitz ball around a Best Western hotel room?
I can't imagine it, actually, yeah.
It's probably the way it would go. ALCS resumes Wednesday after a travel day. George Kirby going for Seattle. Shane Bieber as the Jays need to get one. They are down 2-0. Seattle heading home and getting ready for their first home game of this series.
We're looking forward to getting back out there, taking in the atmosphere here at T-Mobile. We know it's going to be an awesome atmosphere here for baseball. So that's where our focus lies. We get back to work. I think, as we've talked about the pitching, it's been so solid and offensively able to do some great things. So both sides of the ball, we just need to continue to keep doing that. And I think that's the focus going forward.
I've said it all along, man. I like our chances really any day, anywhere against anyone. I think the off day was good for us today to kind of reset, and I think the guys are going to come out knowing exactly what they have to do. Not that we did in the first 2 games, but it's a 7-game series, and I think they're excited to play here tomorrow.
So those were the 2 managers as we get all set. Jay's offense, awesome against the Yankees. 34 runs, 50 hits. These first 2 games, invisible pretty much after the first 2 innings of those first 2 losses. Give me a player on Toronto's side that has got to pick it up. If you were to give him a little bit of a pep talk, go.
I think it's got to be the bottom of the order. Clement's kind of moved out of the 8 and 9 spot, moved up a little bit. He's been doing his job. But the 8 and 9 hitters, Clement's been getting on. You got to either drive him in, move him over, or you got to get on and turn the lineup over to Springer and Lucas and Vladdy G. So those are the guys that I'm focusing on. I guess that's Jimenez down there. It's Schneider. It's Santander. Those guys. It's bottom of the lineups are so important during these games, especially when your offense isn't clicking the way it should be. It's like you need to put pressure. You can't just be dead weight, free outs down there. You got to get on base for the guys at the top of the lineup, and that's really how you get those or the offensive momentum going. That's how you get those crooked numbers, which the Blue Jays need and haven't had yet against the Blue Jays.
All right, I'm thinking about this a little bit differently. I need a guy to say, you know what? I love hitting in Seattle, and I'm not afraid to hit against this pitching staff, which has been so good because I've had tremendous success. And so I'm going to go with Alejandro Kirk, who's done some nice things in the postseason, has a couple of big flies, but he loves hitting in Seattle. I'm going to give you a guess as to which American League ballpark he has the best road OPS in.
I mean, did you just not tell me he loves hitting in Seattle?
I did.
Is it Seattle?
No, it's Camden Yards, but Seattle's next.
Okay.
So it's a 902 OPS, and he's got a 405 average there. And a lot of people are like, man, this Seattle, they're pitching their ass off too. He's got well over an 800 OPS collectively against that whole roster. So it doesn't matter who's out there. I think he's a guy that right in the middle of the lineup can do some good things. They got to put some crooked numbers up there early. And like first inning, if you get to your 5-hitter and he's hitting 5th against George Kirby, that could be a big spot. There could be a couple on and 2 out, and he's got to drop. Let's go.
For me, I just wanted to point out, I think I have it up here. The bottom 8 and 9 guys, 1 for 12 so far in this series.
Not great.
No.
There's one other thing I do want to bring up, and I brought it up on Tuesday's show about Shane Bieber making a start in Seattle. He actually made his last start as a Cleveland Guardian out there. It was the second start of the season in 2024. Austin Hedges on the Rose rotation told us that Bieber was playing with a jacked up elbow, and he ended up going 6 shutout innings, struck out 9. A lot of those guys are going to be in that lineup. Now, I know he could be a different pitcher, right? This is post-Tommy John surgery we're talking about now. But that's the last memory he has in a Cleveland uniform. And I imagine that he's going to be thinking good thoughts about how dominant he was that night. It was a night where he knew that his season was going to be done. Hedges told us that he was basically in tears during the game.
That's horrible.
And that he was in pain, and he knew this wasn't working. And so I think it's going to be a real interesting battle for him. Collectively, the Seattle guys on the roster, 538 OPS against Bieber. He has struck out 44 guys in 109 at-bats. That's 40% of the batters. And only one guy, Eugenio Suarez, has clicked him. in those 109 at bats.
I mean, the Blue Jays need that in the worst way.
Yep. No joke. All right, let's shift to Seattle since they have been the talk of the town. They win 2 huge road games. They were coming off that 15-inning incredible victory at home last time we saw them at that Palace. What has been the least talked about story about the Mariners' postseason run?
I don't know if it's I'm going Josh Naylor. I feel like he gets overshadowed a lot by the other guys in the lineup. But, when he went to the Mariners at the deadline, you just knew that he was going to bring something different there. It's the energy that he plays with. It's, the baseball IQ that he plays with. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. He does rate out, as not a great defender, but I think he's been just fine over there. A few plays here and there. I even put that out to Mariners fans, talking about him. They're like, yeah, he's been great for us at first base. So defensively, he's solidified a position that before who was over there was Donovan Solano
and Luke Raley.
Yeah, so he's been a better defensive player than them. He steals bags. He can hit the long ball when need be. I always think he hits more homers than he does, but he can do that. He gives good at bats, but to me, it's just that energy that he brings. You can't fake that. You just can't. So I think he's been flying under the radar, but been a big part of the Mariners' success so far.
And dudes dig him. I can just tell you from his stint in Cleveland how much teammates love him.
Yeah.
Isn't he 21 for 21 in steals?
It's crazy, dude.
With the second slowest sprint speed in baseball. We've got the 2 slowest guys.
Yes.
In baseball between Kirk and Naylor.
Jake and I talked about this. They got to study these guys, man. We have all the analytical guys, trying to figure out every aspect of the game. How does he go 21 for 21 and guys who just burn on the bases get thrown out? It's crazy.
Well, he had that huge steal against Skubal in Game 5 where he was halfway to third before Skubal even picked up his leg, and it was so loud in there he couldn't step off.
And before people say, oh, well, he's slow, so they don't pay attention to him, you don't think that they know that he steals bases?
Right.
They know he's a base-stealing threat, so yes, they pay attention to him.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's actually going to be the guy that gets the ball in Game 3, George Kirby. And you're like, wait a second. Hold on. Didn't he start the 2 biggest games of their series against the Yes, that is accurate. But he did not have a great season at all. In fact, he had the worst season of his career. His ERA plus was 90. That's way below league average for a guy who's this talented. But something happens with him when he gets to the playoffs. He's now made 4 appearances. His ERA is 1.50. He's got 20 strikeouts and 2 walks. He's not going to give you a ton of length, but I think they're happy with the 5 and fly. And as long as Kerry Carpenter does not get traded to Toronto before Game 3, I probably expect more of the same.
Yeah, no, he's Kerry Carpenter and him. I'll never forget that matchup, dude. But he's been great. I'm looking at his stats right now to see kind of what is different from last year. The sinker got hit this year, where last year it was one of his best pitches. This year, -4 run value. Last year, +9. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a little bit, maybe some movement stuff there, but he's figured it out so far this postseason.
Yeah, I'm happy that this has gone on because there's 2 things that I really, really remember him for. One was that comment where he said, remember one game he said, I really wish I hadn't been out there in the 7th inning. Remember? And he had to kind of walk that language back. It wasn't a great look for him. It was, he was young in his career. I remember that, yep. He said that. And then the other thing was when we were at the CAA house in spring training, the dude was the best golfer there. His swing was so good.
There wasn't a lot of good golfers, if I remember correctly.
He and Cronenworth had incredible swings, but
Jake Cronenworth, he's got it all.
Yeah, he does. But Kirby was all over it. He was all over the stick. Hey, playoff season's here. We're smack dab in the middle of it. So whether you're at a watch party, a tailgate, you're hanging with friends after the game, nothing levels up those moments like the refreshing tropical lime kick of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It is the mayor of Mountain Dew, our own Dalton Feely's favorite flavor out there. Baja Blast, it's legendary. It's available everywhere. You can grab it in a can. You can grab it in a bottle. So this postseason, when you're hanging with friends or you're rooting for your favorite team or you're grabbing some grub late night after the game or you got a fall tailgate, right, because we're loving being in the middle of October and having that college football Saturday and then the baseball there as well, there's one thing that ties it all together. It's Baja Blast. Don't wait. Grab Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Taste the tropical refresh that takes every occasion to the next level. Find it now at mountaindew.com/finddew. All right. Interesting report from Mark Sheldon, who covers the Cincinnati Reds on MLB.com. He says the team could entertain trade offers for right-handed pitcher Hunter Greene in order to get some offensive help to the Queen City. Does that sound preposterous or sound interesting?
I'm interested in it because what they do have with the Reds roster and guys coming up through that system are started pitchers. And so, like, I think a lot of people are so afraid to trade pitching or to trade, some of your best players. But if you want somebody that's really some offensive piece that's really going to impact your team, you're going to have to give up guys like this. Like, people in Minnesota were so mad when we traded Luis Ariz, but we got Pablo Lopez. And, like that, to me, like it was we had a lot of left-handed hitters for the Twins. One of our best we had to give up to go get something we needed. So I think it's the same situation here where, look, yeah, like, do you want to give up Hunter Greene? Absolutely not. He's under contract, a very, very team-friendly contract. 6 years, 53 that goes through 28 with a 29 team option. So, it's a bargain for you, but that also means he's going to bring back something very, very valuable, or at least he better. So, like, I don't know. I'm into it. I like when teams deal from positions of strength and try to fix a weakness, which for the Reds was their offensive challenges.
I'm in. If I'm Cincinnati, I am strongly considering this. In fact, I've got a dear friend, a guy that was in our wedding I went to Miami University with, Professor Joe Sampson, who he still teaches at Miami University. Huge Reds fan. And I brought it up and he's like, he's in.
He's going to bring somebody back, man. 8 million, 8.3 next year. Then it's 15.3, 16.3. And then the club option is 21 for 2029.
Okay. So they've got Abbott and Lodolo at the top of that rotation. Lodolo, Hunter Greene hasn't been exactly the model of good health, but Lodolo, for God's sakes, it feels like every 6 weeks he's on the injured list. So they've got to keep him healthy. But they've got other guys. Chase Burns, Rhett Lauder, Brandon Williamson is going to come back. Chase Petty, Brady Singer. I know he's headed in the last year before free agency, but still, and you know what? They could fix their bullpen on the fly because they're going to have some vacancies out there as well. So you can get some hitting. You could get a bullpen piece. You could get, a guy that could do both, like a Nick Martinez type that could start and relieve, like whatever you need.
Chris, the best OPS plus for their team with anybody with any sort of at-bats was Ellie De La Cruz at 109. Like, they need some bangers.
That's not good enough. That's just not good enough.
And guess what? A lot of people looking for starting pitching.
If I were to say on a scale of 1 to 10, the likelihood that he gets traded, I would put it at a 7. I think it's going to happen.
I don't know like the ins and outs of that organization, but usually when there's smoke, there's fire. If somebody's tweeting about it, they're writing an article about it, there has been discussions. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, once that gets put out there that it's a possibility, the phone starts ringing.
Mm-hmm. Hunter Greene has thrown over 150 innings once in his career, and it's 150 and a third innings. So he just...
That's the new 200, though, Chris. Come on.
It could blow up in your face because we have seen we saw how good he has been for an 8.
It doesn't. You can't think of it that way if you're the Reds. Like, yeah, we're giving up a good player. We know that. We're going to get good players back. Or at least we hope.
Reds fans, what would you do? Huh? What do you got?
Oh my God.
That's
Dan's
enough.
talking.
Dan's
I don't think anyone can hear him, and thank goodness
yeah,
you can.
Just no. You can listen to Dan's channel if you want his thoughts on what the Yankees can give up. So there you go. One last thing before we get out of here and we make our prediction for Game 3 of the ALCS, which I know Plouffe loves so much. The Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee, it is claimed yet somebody else in the Dodgers traveling party. Listen to Teoscar Hernandez.
For me, it's whatever. I don't believe in ghosts. I have stayed in there before. I never see anything or hear anything. But my wife is in this trip, and she says she doesn't want to stay in there, so we have to find another hotel. But I've been hearing from other players and other wives that it's something happening in this couple of nights.
What are you shaking your head at?
I'm a big believer in ghosts. So yeah, they don't scare me enough to not stay there. Like I shouldn't really say that because now I feel like a ghost is going to come visit me and scare me. But dude, I completely believe it. I've heard from many, many people. I've had my own experiences with ghosts.
No, you haven't.
Of course I have. Many times. I can give you so many ghost stories, dude, that are 100% true. Would not make them up. You want me to tell you a few right now?
I don't know. I'm getting a little. You can get in the heebie-jeebies.
Let me tell you my worst ghost story. Okay, my parents get divorced. My mom, my sister, and I, we rent this house on Rinaldi and Amigo in Northridge. Right, we get in there. My mom had just went to Italy. She went to the Vatican. Had these rosaries, right, from the Vatican. So she goes, she's like, this feels like this. There's weird energy in here. So we're bringing our stuff in. She puts the rosaries. She has 2 of them on her bedposts. Okay. We lock up. We come back. The next day, she goes up the room. I hear her scream. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? Did she fall? Goes in there. Both rosaries are on the ground, completely like ripped to shreds.
Come on.
I'm not joking. Same house. Had a little staircase, and my mom had our first Holy Communion pictures. Me, my brother, and my sister. I'm sitting on the stairs. Like, I don't know if I was like on the cell phone or something. I'm sitting on the stairs, and I'm not kidding you. The pictures go like this. Off the wall. And there was no earthquake, Chris.
Wait, you're watching the pictures?
I'm watching it happen. This house was fucking haunted, dude.
How long did you guys live there?
Dude, like a year and a half. It was ridiculous.
I'm out.
I swear.
I'm out. There's no way.
On a lease.
No, I'm out. I don't care. I'm breaking that shit. Get me out because there's got to be
have more. I'm a believer.
In the off season, we'll do a ghost. We'll do a ghost segment a week with Plouffe. Oh my God!
I got goosebumps right now.
I know. I've got them too, and it didn't even happen to me. Come on, man.
Rosaries all over the floor, just broken.
But the picture thing freaks me out.
Dude, you freaked you out.
How old were you?
15.
Oh yeah, forget it. You sure you weren't dipping into some bad stuff at Crespi High?
Dude, I wasn't.
Are you sure?
I mean, at the time, probably a little bit, but not at that exact moment. I don't think.
Oh, man.
Crazy,
all right,
man.
let us know about your best ghost experience. Would you stay at the Pfister?
There's also the Benoit in Tampa. That's another one. We can talk about that one.
Did you ever have anything happen at the Pfister?
I don't recall Pfister, Benoit 100%, and then I had a Bethlehem AAA story as well. So just...
All right, that's it. I've got to...
Yeah, I think they like me. Ghosts are like into it because I'm like... I acknowledge their existence, but I'm not that scared of them. Weird.
Maybe she's coming after the hottie.
Yeah.
That's what she wants.
All ghosts aren't girls.
This is for another day. All right, who's winning Game 3? Is it Seattle up 3-0?
It's Kirby Bieber.
Yeah.
God, I mean, Toronto.
Yeah. Let's go. Can you make it a series, please?
I don't believe in that at all. I don't.
Right. We will be back on Thursday to sum up Game 3, look ahead to Game 3 in Los Angeles. We can't wait. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer, that is the uber-talented ghost storyteller, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you again Thursday here on a playoff edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Boo.